have taken it serious, and they're out there looking. They're looking for someone who'll just say, listen, this country and the policies we have in our country and who we are as a people is so much more important than my Democratic Party or your Republican Party or the Independent Party, whatever party you may belong to. And we've got to rise above the politics of the day, and we're not able to. We're in a quagmire of politics that's holding our country down, the greatness of our country and who we are. And policy is not leading our country. It's the politics of the day. The thing I will say is I still think, Gray, that we as a country can come together under a crisis situation. Now, that's a shame. A country as great as we are, that we're crisis management, we should be looking at the future. We should have a vision for the future. We should be able to help the world, but we should be taking care of ourselves and making ourselves strong first. And you lead by example. Right now, we're leading by being, we don't really know.
We're not leading.
We're not leading, really. We're just getting pulled in all different directions, and there's no clear, there's not a clarity of who is the United States of America and what do they stand for.
It's almost like we don't have confidence in ourselves. We're afraid to make anybody mad. But you know, when you're a leader, heck, you know this as well as anybody. When you're a leader, there's a point where you have to lead, and leading is setting the agenda and saying, all right, let's walk through this door together.
Well, you can't be afraid to make a decision. You got to weigh all the options. You got to weigh all the facts you have, and someone has to be accountable to make a decision. And I've never been afraid to make decisions because I've always tried to make things better and fix things. I've made a lot of mistakes. And with that, I've said, listen, if I make a mistake, I'm making it trying to make it better, and I can fix that. People will accept you knowing that you tried something. You might have made a mistake.
Right.
Either you didn't evaluate or you had the wrong facts, but you go back immediately and try to fix it. They can accept that. You know, we're human. What they can't accept is when you cover it up and you won't admit it. And says, you know, no, and you just double down. And you push a bad idea to make it a horrible idea.
So what would be the circumstance that might see you enter the fray? I mean, because there's a point that you sort of have to get in, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not serious about running, okay? I'm very flattered on that. I'm serious about making this country work and trying to get the Senate working. You know, I'm the only senator right now that said I will not go out and campaign against a fellow colleague. You've got to get some civility back in the Congress.
Right.
You know, you can't basically work and raise money against your sitting colleague if you're a Democrat against a Republican or Republican against a Democrat. And then if they're up for election, expect to go out and campaign against them. And then expect to sit down next week and get something truly accomplished. It doesn't work that way because nobody trusts anybody.
Right.
Nobody thinks that I can't tell you what I'm thinking or I can't sign on that bill with you because you'll use it against me. You see? And so with that being, that's really where I am. And if I can help, and on the national ticket, it would be pretty far reach probably for a lot of them for me.
Well, I would tell you what wouldn't be a far reach is that you would be a great leader. And I think, I mean, it's really when you think about the characteristics that you would want in a president, it's someone that's grounded in their values, someone that has a vision for the future, and the ability to inspire people to do better than they otherwise do. And we've lost that somewhere in this.
We've got a lot of good people out there. I really will say that. I know Hillary Clinton fairly well, okay, and her and President Clinton have been good to West Virginia, and they've been friends of mine. And I think she has all. I really do believe she has all the qualities. I just hope that they don't push her so far, being somebody she's not. You know, she's pretty grounded. She's pretty middle there. She can reach both sides and find the commonality and common ground. And I've seen that. We don't line up on some social issues, but you're never going to line up with everybody on social issues. But you know, don't deprive me of believing what I believe in. On the other hand, you've got to find a leader that knows how to lead, can work down and sit and work through the problems. So there's a lot of good people. You're going to see a lot. It's going to be, I think, an exciting time. I think more so than people think.
I think
so. We'll see what happens. I'm very honored and very humbled by it.